Welcome to Rewatch and Rank. On this channel, we rewatch older TV shows, provide a summary and opinion on the episode before ranking each episode against each other, and today's episode is One Punch Man Ova Episode 7, The Murder Case That Is Too Impossible. The episode in a nutshell is just a brief reminder of what happened in the episode. So basically, after the alien invasion finale of season 1, the Hero Association foots the bill for a nice onsen trip for all of the S-class heroes and some others who contributed to the fight against the alien invasion, such as Ian and Saitama. And it starts off with a scene of everybody in the hot springs before moving to a dinner where everybody's lined up along the sides and they eat, they get drunk, and then they're basically gathered into the hallway when one of the staff members yells out, and it is discovered that Zombie Man has been stabbed. The Child Emperor then decides to look at the scene and basically one by one go through each of the involved S-class heroes to discover who has alibis, who might have done it, and everyone is a suspect at one point or another. However, as they're going through everybody, Zombie Man, who is immortal, a zombie, ends up waking up and saying that, oh, I was a bit drunk last night, but I saw Atomic Samurai's sword fly towards me, surrounded by green light, kind of like that. And then he points at Tatsumaki, who's floating, surrounded by green light. And it's revealed that Tatsumaki was probably the one who did it while she was drunk. Child Emperor then is shown by the director of the Hero Association a footage from the security sit cameras of the night before, where in fact we see an extremely drunk Tatsumaki stabbing Zombie Man because she knew he wouldn't die because she knows he's immortal, and really enjoying herself about it. And Child Emperor he sees it, but he's like confused why Tatsumaki would drink that much and why she'd mess with Zombie Man. Then, as they're walking home after the trip, and Saitama's talking about how nice the trip was, and notes how, like, he's surprised a child would be the one who ended up stabbing Zombie Man, Genos, kind of to himself, states that it was Saitama's fault, and we're treated to a flashback of Saitama taking Tatsumaki's alcoholic drink away from her because she's a child and promising to order her orange juice instead, and her getting so upset at being treated like a child when she is an adult, just a small one, that she decides then to just drink everything in sight, and it was actually Saitama who got her so drunk that she took leave of her senses and stabbed Zombie Man. Which brings us now to our rankings, and as always, we're going to be ranking on our two lists, the mostly objective ranking list, which uses set values, followed by the personal ranking list, which is more based on opinion. So, in this episode, the mostly objective rank values that applied, I've highlighted them below, and we start with our multi-season supporting character development, which is the knowledge that Zombie Man is in fact immortal. I believe we get revealed this information as well in season 2, but I don't think it was revealed prior to this OVA's premiere in season 1, and so that is why I'm counting it as a development in this episode. Then we have, and that's worth 3 points, sorry. And then we have our world building piece, which is the fact that the Hero Association foots the bill for reward trips when big catastrophes occur. We already knew that they paid heroes, but this is kind of above and beyond payment, a special reward trip. So this just adds an extra element of some of the perks of being a hero, and more specifically a top performing hero. And that's worth 4 points, bringing this episode to a 7 out of 10. So our over ranking so far for our mostly objective ranking, in first we have Road to Hero. Then The Murder Case That Is Too Impossible is in second, followed by The Sisters Who Have Too Many Things Happening, The Ninja Who Is Too Complicated, Bang Who Is Too Overbearing, A Shadow That Snuck Up Too Close, and then currently in last we have The Pupil Who Is an Extremely Poor Talker. Moving on to the personal ranking. I don't really have much to add. I thought the episode overall was entertaining. Despite in the beginning when they're in like the hot springs, it is a bit overwhelming that there are so many characters present and you're only seeing like each character on screen for like a few seconds to establish that they're there. But like because there's so many and it's such a short episode, like it doesn't really give anybody their time to really shine until Child Emperor is going through and eliminating people as suspects for each of the for like stabbing Zombie Man, he's exonerating people by going through everyone and doing like a process of elimination thing for evidence and alibis. But overall, like it didn't have a lot of comedic elements. The number of characters was a bit overwhelming, but like I said, it was entertaining. It did hold the attention. It was a fun concept. And I do like in the end how it ended up all being Saitama's fault. After all, because of the way he still thinks of Tatsumaki as a child because of her small stature. And even it is kind of also a running joke in other episodes, not this one, but in other ones, with Fubuki, how everyone assumes it's Fubuki's younger sister, when in fact it is her older sister, because Fubuki looks so much more mature than Tatsumaki does. But all that being said, I did feel that entertaining as it was, it still ended up being somewhat average because of the flaws, and that gave it a 5 out of 10. Which brings the personal ranking to in first, A Shadow That Snuck Up Too Close, second, Road to Hero, third, The Murder Case That Is Too Impossible, this episode, fourth, we had The Sisters Who Have Too Many Things Happening, The Pupil Who Is an Extremely Poor Talker, Bang Who Is Too Overbearing, and then in last we have The Ninja Who Is Too Complicated. So now we come to our series ranking so far, and mostly objective ranking has season 1 in first place, 88.33%, season 2 in second with 74.17%, and then the OVAs currently have a score of 30 out of 130 maximum possible score. Personal ranking had season 1 in first place with 76.67%, season 2 in second with 65.83%, and then the OVAs so far have 34 out of a possible 130. With that, we've now rewatched and ranked One Punch Man Ova Episode 7, The Murder Case That Is Too Impossible. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you in the next episode.